everything's ready to go on this test. We've got our manometer set up. Let's walk you through this setup of the hoses on the manometer and what buttons you need to push to get your test going. We'll go through ring setup, configuring your manometer, all that good stuff. So we're gonna go over manometer setup now. Let's start first with our hoses. Your green hose always goes to your reference port on your A channel, runs out through a port on your panel and outside, and you want to make sure the end of it is out of the wind and kind of a pressure neutral place. You don't want wind blowing up the end of that hose, or it goes into here and gives you, a false pressure reference to the outside. Your red hose goes from the input on the B channel and comes down here and plugs into the port on the fan. The other two ports are left open to the house. This is the setup for the blower door test. The next thing we're going to do is turn the manometer on. And then let's turn the light on and see if it makes that. Oh yeah, much better. So we've got our manometer turned on, so it was on and then light. And then we want the manometer set up for pressure on the A channel, flow at 50 on the B channel. We do that by pushing the mode button twice. Now we've got pressure on the A channel, flow at 50 on the B channel. The next thing we want to do is calibrate the manometer between the pressure difference inside the house to outside the house. So we need to run a baseline. So the procedure for that is push baseline, then push start. And this needs to run for 30 seconds to a minute to properly calibrate between the pressure differentials. For practical purposes, we're going to let it run for about another 5 seconds. It's staying pretty steady. So after we've let it run for the time limit, we hit enter. And now your manometer is configured, or not configured, it is calibrated to perform the test. So the procedure again was on, light, mode twice, baseline, start, enter. So now we need to take the rings off the fan because the manometer is showing that the fan is open. Well, the fan's not open yet. So when we have the cover off of it, the rings, now the fan is open, clearly. Now we can go to our fan control. We want to ramp this up to a negative 50 Pascal. It means we'll be depressurizing the house to negative 50 Pascal. So we do that by turning the fan control on. Okay, so if you can see that's flashing low. That means this is too much fan for the tightness level of the house. So we need to add a ring to tighten the fan up, basically, to restrict the amount of flow going across it. So we're going to add the A-ring to it. So what we've done here, we've reconfigured the fan to a different setting. We need to reconfigure the manometer. So I'll just let this focus here for a second. So what we need to do, the fan is no longer open, right? It's got an A-ring on it. So we need to go to the configure button, push it once, and that shows now the fan is on the A-ring setting. If we had to add a B-ring, we'd push it twice and it would show B, so on, so on, so on. Let's get this back to the A-ring. All right, so we're ready to go. Now we're gonna ramp it up. And if this is still too much air coming across, we'll have to add another ring. I suspect this will be enough. pretty steady, around 1900 or so, and close to 50. So we can back it off. And that is the blower door test. So the number we had over here, that 1900, that's your CFM 50 number that you'll be getting reference to on your assessments and ASHRAE sheets and various things.